it not have? All right. Waiting on the Twitch ad break to end. 20 seconds. There. Hey, hey, welcome in Twitch, welcome in YouTube. Thanks you all for joining us here today where we're playing some more PlanCo2. Back into our franchise build. We've almost got the front half of the park. Yes, this is the front half of the park. Almost got her ready to go. Guess we need to finish working on water coaster here. Get it all connected and junk. So I do have some talking points today. Granted, they are all... I'm no good at writing scripts. I am not good at writing. Like essays and stuff like that. That was always like one of my weak... That and math were my weak points at school. So... I decided this morning before I went to work, I would ask good old Chat GPT for some help. So, with that in mind, I do have a script for a bit of a story for us regarding the history of roller coasters. Again, bear in mind it is written by ChatGPT. Angle snap, classic. I rolled my script by accident. Okay. So, let's a little bit different. Here did that dip? All right. So, we can go ahead and get into it. The script itself is not going to take up a whole lot. I think it's like, let's say in 12 minutes to get to the wrap up. So, but, you know, hey, a segment of something is more than I usually do. So, that's saying something, right? All right. So, Q path. BU. So, we'll start a little bit on the origins of roller coaster. We determine that we are level here. So, oh, did anyone in chat have any idea how? I'm actually just using the chat GPT as a note. I'm not reading it verbatim of what it says. Anybody have any idea how old when the first roller coasters, what's considered the first roller coasters came out? Anyone? Anyone? Doesn't look like we really have anyone viewing. So much for that idea. um, believe it or not, it was in the 17th century in Russia, of all places. They weren't anywhere near what we would consider a roller coaster today. They were giant wooden slides covered in ice. But, you know, that's still pretty cool. IMO. there, and then we can, yeah, you know, we can get down in but that looks like it. I'm actually trying to think about how it's going to align with the scenery. Yeah, in the 17th century, in Russia, they built these giant wooden slides, covered them in ice, and people would ride down them on sleds. I do have an example picture here. They were called Russian Mountains. It's definitely a far cry from what we would consider a roller coaster today. But if you can imagine back in the 17th century, this would be cool AF. Yeah, back up here one more time. But yeah, that honestly looks like a lot of fun. Matter of fact, assuming that ChatGPT is accurate here, I have not fact checked too much. The fact that I found pictures about what it was talking about there tells me that the Russian mountains were definitely a thing. But according to ChatGPT, Catherine the Great even had one built in her palace. Because, you know, royalty needs thrills too. This has nothing to do with... This is literally... Oh, perfect, actually. Okay, excellent. Excellent. We can work with that. That's all I needed to see. So we could actually have an out and back if we cut it immediately. Yeah, I'm trying to plan ahead spacing wise for theming. Yeah, so that was the humble origins of the roller coaster. Um, Fast forward to the 1800s. The 19th century. And that's when we get the first advancement in roller coaster design. The French decide to add wheels, and we get our first gravity powered roller coasters. One example was, and I'm probably going to butcher this name, the Promenades Ariennes, built in Paris in 1817. Looks very, very, very simple. Now, I imagine they didn't have chain lifts or anything like that back then. So, likely what was going on was an attendant would push your car to the top of the hill and then you'd go down and ride the rest of it by gravity. Also, bear in mind, you know, this is 1817. No seat belts, but these things probably only went a few miles an hour. All right, let's try this again. Time we're going to immediately turn. Go to about there. Oh. And like turn, so it's going to stick out a little bit, unlike the other. Segment. That'll do. So, talked about the 1800s in France when they added wheels and made the first gravity powered. Da 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 da. Yeah, that thing even had guide rails and stairs to get up to the top. So yeah, they had to push you up to the top. And then, toward the end of the 19th century, in the 1880s, we jump across the pond to America. Yeah. And Lamarcus Thompson builds the Switchback Railway. Blah, 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 blah. The Switchback Railway at Coney Island. Considered America's first roller coaster, which cost a nickel to ride. And then we have this picture here, or drawing here, of Thompson's Switchback. Basic design, but very important to history's to roller coaster history. It only went 6 miles an hour, but considering the technology of the time, that would have been blazingly fast. Then from there, we're going to jump ahead to the golden age of roller coasters. Been about the 1920s. Need power in this bitch. Facilities. Create custom. Utility. Power distribution. Loading over you. No, you're on the ground. Okay. That is going to get hidden. We could, wish we had a node there. Dude, we'll just hook it to that node. See, that gave us a node. Why couldn't that one have given us a node? Anyhow, so by the 1920s, roller coasters were everywhere. Wooden coasters like the Cyclone, the Giant Dipper, and more parked up in parks across the country. They were taller, faster, and rougher. I don't have any more pictures. Those three were the only pictures I actually looked up. Fun fact, some of those old coasters are still running today. The Cyclone at Coney Island opened in 1927 and still screams like a banshee. Yeah, got got that good enough. We can open it. Somehow I disagree with that. These place. I do have one, two, three. I have two more segments and then the wrap up for that. Complaining on full queue. So then we'll bump that all the way up. You guys are going to pay $11.90 a ticket. You do not have full queue. Queue time is currently 16 minutes. Okay, yeah, we will leave that be. You are from. You're fine as you are. So that resolves. All right, so we're at now segment 5. Loops, Steel, and Space Age Speed. In 1959, Disneyland changed the game with the Matterhorn bobsleds, the first steel tube coaster. This opened the door for loops, corkscrews, and smoother, crazier rides. By the 70s and 80s, parks were basically in a coaster arms race. Who could go taller, faster, loopier? It does suggest that I show some clips here. A jolly good day to you as well, Dream. How you doing today? We're talking about the history of roller coasters today. I actually let ChatGPT write me a little script that I'm using for notes. You know what? I'm home. I have the bottle next to me. Work is done. I don't care that it's not quite 3 p.m. yet. Cheers. Did you enjoy the fishing stream? Or it was pretty good. Were you watching when I caught the fish on stream? If not, the short is on YouTube. Yes, very, very much so. It was nice to actually have it be back down to mostly calm waters. Current was still a little fast, but nothing I couldn't handle anymore. Um, it has been so flooded here for the past month. Um, that creek that I was on, at least at the site that I pay attention to the survey numbers for, is normally about 2.5 feet deep, 2 to 2.5 feet. When I was out when I was out there yesterday or Thursday, um, it was about 3 feet deep at that spot, and at the beginning of the month, peaked over 12 feet. A couple things I learned. My reception is not the greatest in the area that I was fishing in when I was streaming. Um, and I need to find a way to keep my phone cool if I want to stream from it. It was a combination of low reception and overheating phone that ended up ending that stream. I mean, said I fished for about another 3 hours or so after I ended, minus about a 20-minute break because it started raining. Sun was still out. It was still nice, bright, beautiful looking day, but it was raining on me and it started thundering a little bit, so I ducked back up under that bridge and kind of just hung out under the bridge until it was past. Hello, knock at my door. It's all right there. I grabbed it for my morning cigarettes this morning. But yeah, I only caught the one, but at least I caught it on stream. That was the important part. And being the first real trip of the year, and by real trip I mean more than 30 minutes of realizing that I did not have sufficient gear, by way of my paddle was too short. The new paddle I got, the longer paddle I got, is a lot nicer. I could have gone for an even longer one, but they were expensive. Uh, I will say this is the first paddle I've had that has metal blades as opposed to hard plastic blades, which is good though, because with the metal blades you get less flex. We are completely off the subject of what I have talking points for, but that's okay. Um, with with a metal blade on my paddle, there's less flex, which means more of my power that I'm putting into it is being transferred. I'm not losing any of that effort. I'm not losing as much of that effort to the flex of the blade. So that's really nice. And it's long enough that I can actually get a proper stroke in. I could do better with a longer one, with an even longer one, but I'm in that threshold of it's good enough. Um, we'll see if that changes when I go out next time and use the higher seat position. There's two positions there's a low and a high position for the seats, for the seat on it. I was going with the low position for initial run, because the lower center of gravity, better balance. But it was so freaking stable that I feel pretty comfortable moving it up to the higher position. I was worried about how stable it was going to be, being a smaller sit on top. Uh, but I mean, once, like, initially getting in, getting situated, it's a little wobbly, but once it gets onto that secondary stability, I don't know if you could tell when I was pointing the camera forward and paddling, just how level everything stayed. It wasn't rocking side to side as I was paddling like I'm used to in my old sitting side. Um, that being said, I can't go as fast in the new kayak, but that's not a huge problem. When I say I can't go as fast, I mean I could do 6, 7 miles an hour in the old one, and I'm probably doing 4 or 5 miles an hour in the new one. So, not a huge difference. And I'm mostly fishing small creeks. So, or well, I guess medium to big creeks. Not quite rivers. Not quite to small river size. So, I mean, if I was going for something more in that range, yeah, I thought so. Still wants $50 for it. No. Here's what we're gonna do. Our queue time is already 12 minutes. Oh, I need to set more trains or something. There. You know, I wonder if we can change this ending. Yeah, would you guys like to see more fishing streams? If so, I might look into better gear for doing so. I mean, I'm still very early in my rigging stages for that kayak. Oh, one thing I don't like. I was trying to click here. Yeah. We got to retest it, but nice and chilled out. Yeah, and I can't wait till I actually get a good day where I'm catching left and right and catching some good sized fish on stream. That'll be fun. And it lets you guys see a little bit more of, who Reggie is. A little more than just the gamer. By the way, since we've been talking coasters and building a coaster here and everything, why don't I take a moment to show off if you boop picture of me taking the boys on their first roller coaster. That's me and Spencer in the front seat, and Darren and my buddy Cher, who I've been friends with since 8th grade and is also one of the teachers at their school now. He's the in-house substitute for their school. That is, it's called Planet Snoopy now. I know it as the Beastie. The little wooden coaster in the kids area at Kings Island in Ohio. Both of them were terrified in that picture. But the next day, Spencer told me he wanted to ride more roller coasters. Wanted to know when we were going to go back. GPU load, sure, but 4070 Super can handle it. Yeah, do a ban. But we can get this testing again. We do have it in block section mode with 2 trains. Oh, we can do 3 trains. Yeah, we'll do 3 trains. Just to keep the line moving as much as possible. We just gotta make sure it's gonna get through everything. So yeah, fishing was fun. I did apply sunscreen. I did end up burning. I did not. I didn't burn bad. But I should have been more diligent about regular reapplication. Should have been doing it about every hour and a half or so. I did it about every 3 hours. Oh, yeah, about every 3 hours. About 2.5, 3. I reapplied, and then I didn't reapply again before I got out about 3 hours later. Make it all the way through. Second lift hill? Yeah, this is second lift hill. Yeah, so a couple things I definitely want to look into for streaming from the kayak. I want to get a little extension to raise the phone up a little higher for a better camera angle. Probably move the phone farther forward as well. Oh well, he's fine. Come up here onto the block. We're going straight in. Cool. We'll just do that. Say 2 to 20 minutes for the time being. That is open. We've left some space to be able to have that line up with the build when we build it. Let's see here, back to our talking points. We completed segment 5. We were talking about the Matterhorn bobsled, first steel tube coaster, and then the coaster arms race of the 70s and 80s. Segment 6, the modern era. Today we've got, this seems a little out of date because I do believe they're in the process of tearing this down now. It's like King to Ka, tallest in the world at 456 feet. And then Formula Rossa in Abu Dhabi, it's 149 miles an hour. I know they're building a like 600-foot tall strata coaster out there in Abu Dhabi as well. Yeah, that's about all it has to say. Like now, as now we're seeing virtual reality coasters, 4D coasters, even suspended coasters. We've had suspended coasters since the 80s at least. So that would still be, uh, yeah. Honestly, I've ridden some fun suspended coasters. Granted, only the ones at Kings Island, but they're still fun. Um, so wrap up. In conclusion, we've gone from icy hills in Russia to 400-foot tall monsters in the desert. Roller coasters really have come a long way, and they're not slowing down anytime soon. Anyone that has any talking point ideas, things you want to hear me discuss, and granted, the discussions will probably be um, using Chat GPT as a note, as using a basic script from Chat GPT as notes, like I did today. And if it's something that I know about pretty well, I'll throw in my 2 cents here and there. Maybe it'll get us off onto tangents. Who knows? Maybe I'll become the next Simon Whistler. Doubt it. But that's it for the talking points that I had. Now we can just build and have fun. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. We can put in another entrance over. Probably gonna put another entrance over here. Well, we'll line up with that, so yeah, right in here for another entrance. Here. We reopen this. Nobody getting back in line. Sad face. He's got to be the price. Any guess thoughts? So expensive. Oh yeah, now it gives me a normal price. We're saying $50, $50, $50. Well, maybe it was because of the number of cars. Maybe the number of seats had something to do with the price. Well, they're more than happy to ride it now. There. Get rid of you. See here, what? Been doing resort theme. Here, so let's go resort theme. I'm trying to get a feel for design. Let's start with some flooring, actually. We're going to have to redo that, aren't we? So we're just going to build up from there. I think we're going to go with these wooden. Hmm. There's a way to build a window with that. Maybe I'm not feeling that skilled. Then we'll come in here. Do a bit of that action there. Also, actually, no. Next time, I think we need a longer set of talking points. Hey, at least we had something. Oh, it's the wrong one anyway. This is more than that is. Oh, that is annoying. Then we're going to take you, and and you. I'm not worried about the 1 meter ones. They're like perfect height, in my opinion. They're actually what needs to move. So then we'll take those. And these. There we go. Yeah, that seems right now. Wait, with that shifted. Which one? Which one? Pretty. What was that bit? Hey, they're lining up. Love to see it. So, anyone out there have a favorite roller coaster or anything? All my windows are in different spots now because I made room for script on my screen, and I feel like I should have done it differently. But I wanted the script to where when I'm reading from it, I'm looking at the camera. So it went where my chats go normally. My chats just moved over a little bit, and everything else that was normally on this screen is over on this screen. It takes some getting used to. You know, if we can go darker on the brown. No, what? Right there, that looks good. What have we got? That's kind of tempting. Let's walls for a moment. I'm going to take all of these, and we're not going to use them like that. But we're not going to get rid of them. We are going to simply... there. Go. She ain't touching the ground yet, but she's got a build going. It's very, very, very plain, but that is okay. You know, I'm still learning my way around these builds. Let's go back into our walls now. Generator is all nice and hidden in there. That is looking pretty good in my opinion. In my humble novice opinion. Second. We still do have a lot of work to do on this, so. Here. You believe we are set pretty well to where we can Well, I can be okay with that. We'll see how it looks as the people walk down here. Oh yeah, you can hardly tell. Yeah, good enough. Back into walls. Looking pretty slick and basic, but pretty slick there. Definitely need a lot more detailing. Let's go ahead and say done for a moment. So we just take a look at the basic structure here. I think we're off to a good start. What do you guys think? My window's over there. Scenery around the queue, 28%. It's so perfect. Just so barely not. Do. Well, that covered the first hour or so on the topics. Topic do there, there, one more. What about there? Means that 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Advanced move and duplicate. Okay. Line these 3 up. Move. Take those 3. Well, let's get it over there first. Don't think 45. No, 45 is not the answer. Probably 22 and a half. Look, pretty darn close. These a bit too much. 22 and a half was closer. And the snapping. Aww. Oh, that's so close. There. Duplicate that one more time. There. We gotta come up with a way to connect all that together. Other option would have been probably to build that from scratch with pieces. And I'm not all for that. But those we could maybe Linwood beam. Bet we could scale that to make it work. Oh my, not even that much of a difference. I think you duplicate you one more time. But you are right there. Well, definitely moving through them. That's good. Seems to be quite popular. Glad to see it. I think we'll leave that like that. Maybe we don't have enough spare vendors. The fact that he did not go there. Okay, so we got a couple extra. Why is nobody using this pool? They're using all the other pools. We are giving. We're keep trying to keep those prices balanced. Paying that much, but they're getting them refunded. About $25. What's wrong with this pool? Pool all look good and safe. I had a complaint on this one earlier about lifeguards, but he's got a lifeguard. Everything looks good. Thinking about this, doesn't look like they're really. Fluctuating. I don't know what the deal is. We just not want to ride it. Those three are stuck there until two more come up. Complaints about scenery there. Man, that's kind of cool. Areas that need cleaning. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. It's good to know. It kind of shows. We looked into this sooner. There's our power grid. Pretty good. Oh, fueling's bad. Oh, someone's yellow. Yeah. Mood seems overall good. Entertainment seems decently high. Hunger. A whole lot of red. I saw a couple reds. Ooh, we got a couple sunburns. Cool. We learned some new features there. Get these guys some more water slides too. Staying back and oh yeah, that's like let's do a thing here. Let's go into our paths. 8. Copy that. Probably have reset the default for that, but go. Gives an extra connection into the water park area. Gotta see where we're using the blue path to designate like the actual central walkway areas with the tile designating the plaza pool areas. Bit of space here. I can build a small. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Now, cannot curve with the linear induction motor. Ooh. I did not realize we kept the bank through that. That's okay. My intent is for this to be like a true kitty coaster kind of deal. Well, we might see how fast we can crank this up. I don't even need to make that long of a boost, but wow. that's connected. We're definitely gonna have to. The results are gonna be wrong because of that corner. Yeah. See what the cinematic one looks like. What would happen if we slowed it down even more? Pause that. Edit. That whole bit. Is that increased or decreased? Decreased. Okay. So we bump it up to 40. Get what do we get? Might be a little much for kid to keep it a kid's ride. Oh my. The Hurlinator. Turn down that lift speed. Launch speed. That's a lot better. Pretty good. The previous run. I think we're good enough. Entrance there. Exit there. And we can have a lot more fun with one of these coasters. We'll build something bigger with one of the looping ones. Make that a 45 snap. We can fix that with a stamp. There we got our little plaza area around it. Come on the next day so we can get this lighting back. It's been a long week. Been a long, tiring week. Well, while I'm working on this, we need to... We've got it set up for block. Can't? And why do we even get a block? Well, in that case... Um, 2 laps. I wonder if at this point we should even turn it down a little bit more on the launch speed. Oh no, we are. Let's take a look at those heat maps. We'll let it. We'll let it run. Don't quite like that. We'll do it like that. Go ahead and open her up. Get people on her. On that note, I am going to take a bathroom break and top off my beverage. So I will be right back. Do you guys want to ride a coaster while we're here? Let's take some laps on you. Open the back seat. All right, I will be right back. I have returned. I also have snack. Oh. Ooh, it has gone up to a 6. Oh, wait, no, this is different, right? Never mind. Aha. I forgot we were the ratings on this one. So no thoughts on it just yet. That's fine. 3% scenery rating. Now we should probably do something about that. I don't know if we'll be able to get another path out that way to connect over there. Pathway. Neighbor. Now all of a sudden I'm hearing an unfamiliar loud, almost sounds like a motorcycle. Definitely a motorcycle. It's popular. That's good. We can make this even bigger. Okay. Wait, let's go over to our Viking area. I think any of them have a spot where that would work. Dang it! You know what? This is in the Planet Coaster themed area. Yeah. Pretty undecided on what I want to do with this. I had like a dragon. Ooh, someone's good at building slides. Anyway, let's know. Some people have gotten really creative. Not what I'm playing. Let's play with one I grabbed. That's the whole scene. Let's plop you there. Got scenery group. Why is it so far off the ground? Hey, Oh. Man, it doesn't quite fit like that with our pathing. Yeah, we'll just have to adjust the rocks back here. Here we go. That's done for the beer went up. I like that. Wonder if we can squeeze in a second of those. Oh, Dragon's Lair. Hello, knock on door. Okay. Love you. That will need a building eventually. Oh, it's making people happy. Well, rip for you guys. It's 21%. Wonder what that put the scenery for this at. 98%. Nice. We build a station and it's 100%. But it's fine for now. So, since we're getting close to the end of our time for our stream, with dinner being nearly ready, let's come back through here, take a look at right through here. We could have some souvenir stalls and such. Filters, facility shells. Like, can we fit? Go to facilities. Entrance. Restaurante. Anywho. The Cuban. Oh, ooh, that's beautiful. Before we do that, there. Yeah. Let's go back to looking at our scenery shells. We'll just do a line of these doubles then. All that. You know what? It's fine. We probably. Oh. Yeah, that'll do. Resolves that issue. Well, I kind of really don't want to hide that launch. We can leave the bathroom there. These. Hello? Okay. I'm going to get this wrapped up and I'll be out. Looks like we got them in just the right spot. But that's just going to be a line of extra chops as they're coming through here. We don't really know. We don't need them. We'll take those out. We'll do something here. I might work on this a bit off camera, but that's going to do it for us for today. I hope you enjoyed our talking points earlier about the history of roller coasters. And we didn't do a whole lot with the park, but we got this building built, and we've got the Dragon's Lair family coaster all built up here with plenty of dragons breathing fire across the track and flying around. Pretty cool. Nice find on the workshop. But that is going to do it for me for today. I thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.